line of research was like, it wasn't even that I thought necessarily I could crystallize out of water. It was just like, hey, can I get a completely different set of contaminants into my CBD that might be easier to remove? And it happened to work out that it crystallized, but I was really just trying to say, I don't want waxes, I don't want chlorophyll, I don't want flavonoids, all of the things that you get with solvent extraction. Let's just see if you can get something easier to purify.
Right.
Then it all kind of tumbled from there.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. That really kind of makes sense. Yeah. No, I mean, it's when I saw your stuff that when I heard that the CBD which could be extracted by the water, I was like, how? I was simply like, how? So, and even not only for the CBD, I heard like about for the CBGs and so on. I was really like, how? So it's
someday I'll tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I can wait for the patent actually. That I can understand.
Right, exactly.
It's on the patent for sure because I was really kind of shocked, not even surprised. I was kind of like shocked, and I was like, really? How? So.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
it'll click for you, and you'll just be like, oh my goodness.
True.
Yeah. Well, I have some questions for you, like your work. So my background is I worked in a natural product synthesis group,
right?
University of Texas. So your work is like typically the first two slides of our presentations why we're trying to justify why we're making a small molecule, and we barely understand it, but all we have to do is do a couple bullet points. But I guess what's your academic background? It seems like you're not specifically endocannabinoid, you're more of a pain researcher. I don't know if that's correct, but yeah, kind of how did you end up there?
Well, actually you're kind of correct. Because but probably it was a better idea to shoot you the CV as my CV as well, because my academic career started from the organic synthesis as well.
Okay.
I was working for the chemical synthesis until master course. I was really working, shaking the flask and so on, or heating up the flask every day until my master. And after that, I just thought like, okay, I was kind of enough for doing such kind of thing, and I just wanted to see the more, how can I say, the physiological stuff.
Sure.
And that's one of the reasons I just changed my major, my PhD, and that was the time that I started my research. Well, which one was the pain research actually. So it was the pain research, and my ex-lab on that time was working a lot for the opioids. So therefore, it was really easy to, of course, connect those two. So in the end, until now, that my major research topics like that what the hell the opioid receptors or the cannabinoid receptors will do for the pathological pain.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so actually one of the things that if the law will say yes, one of the things I really want to do myself is like comparing the not the isolated whatever, but rather comparing the hemp extract by the different crops or the different species, because nowadays there's really tons of the hybrids, right? That really a lot of the hybrids, and if they say it's okay by using the hemp extract, and it just for example, if we can just remove the THC from those extracts, and if we can get the THC-free extract, and if we can compare all of those extracts based on the crop or the hemp species, that will be something interesting maybe. That's something I'm thinking.
I know some fellas in my home state that did a really rudimentary version of that against cancer cell lines, where they were doing butane extraction of hemp, and they did strain comparisons and then decarboxylation HBO comparisons, but they didn't take it very far.
I think
cell lines, and then they pick their favorite extract to make it on.
Right. Yeah, that can be yes. Yeah.
So when you say a strain-specific extract, do you mean like a direct extract of the plant that hasn't been refined? So it would have the full spectrum of the cannabinoids and probably the terpene profile and everything except the THC.
Yeah, well, free of the THC. Well, actually, to be more closer to our law, that if we can get the such kind of extract without any kind of THC, that would be something interesting as well. Well, it's gonna be like something like what Pharma Hemp, for example, is doing, but you see what I mean?
Yeah.
My question is really that which kind of the plant species can be the best for which kind of pathophysiological aspect and why?
I wonder if same species grown in Washington would give a completely different profile from grown in California or Japan.
So that's why I said like a crop wise as well.
Yeah.
It will. Even in California, if you take one and grow it in the valley, grow it halfway up the mountain, and grow it all the way up the mountain, you will get a completely different profile out of the same phenotype.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'm no farmer, so I rely on you for that.
Actually, that is one of the huge problems that we cannot grow the hemp in Japan. That because of the hemp do have a pretty interesting characteristic that if they're under the hot weather with the high humidity, they go more THC.
Huh. Oh, really?
Yeah, I heard that.
Huh.
So actually temperature and humidity do matter a lot.
On THC, you said.
I feel like temperature and humidity matter, but I feel like that's phenotype specific. So every different iteration of the plant will have a different set of parameters that it performs the best in.
Right. So maybe some of the THC. So I'm pretty sure that nobody ever tried out, but probably some of the THC high species, if they're growing in Japan, maybe they will go like a THC low. That is possible, maybe. But I heard that the content of THC more or less is increased by the higher temperature and the higher humidity. That's what I heard from the farmers who's working on Australia and Thailand too.
Huh. That's why California is popular in growing like.
I was just about
cannabis?
To say if I was
Florida?
if I was growing in Thailand, I would say that high heat and high humidity makes the best stuff too.
Yeah, Hawaii is popular, right? Growing.
There is something about Hawaii that just I think it's how clean the air is. I think it just produces something really, really special, and I think it's the atmosphere, to be honest.
Huh.
Well, that's what I heard actually. Yeah, because of that farmer in Thailand that he's working for the medical cannabis, and so therefore he had to control the content of the THC. He definitely had to control for the content of THC in his plant, and he said that it's really hard to do. And in Thailand they absolutely need a house. They absolutely do need a house. They have to grow the hemp under the house, not on the field. Otherwise, it will go too much of the THC.
Okay. They have medical cannabis in Thailand too, though.
In Thailand, I heard that the several universities started to work together with the farmers, and they started to do the medical cannabis research for I think the cancer therapy or something.
Yeah, maybe. I just know there was a guy from California that I communicate with on the internet, and he did a project out there.
Yeah.